How's it going today, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're excited because today is the day we start the series. We're a little over a month away from the NHL season. So today we're going to start looking at the top 2023 Young Guns I think have a chance to grow in value next season. This is going to be a series I do throughout September and in October before the season starts. So if you like what you see here, make sure you slap that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, comment down below who you think is going to gain value during the 2023-24 NHL season, and make sure you follow us over on Instagram at Arc Sports Cards. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, and these could also be not just young guns, it could be just their cards in general. Oftentimes future watch autos gain value more quickly because they're higher end cards, even like cup RPAs, even though cup's not out for these guys yet. I'm just saying for future lists down the line, it's the cards across the board. We're really looking for the next Tage Thompsons of last year, for example, the Jason Robertsons, the Rasmus Dahlin's, guys that spike in value like that. So without further ado, let's kick off our list of the top 2023 young guns I think have a chance to spike in value going into next season. Kicking off our list here at number 5 is going to be a guy you probably all expect to be on this list. It's going to be Lukas Reichel of the Chicago Blackhawks from Series 1. Obviously, Reichel will be playing alongside Connor Bedard, and that could definitely drive up his value. It already actually has. His cards were selling between $10 and $15 before Bedard got drafted by the Blackhawks, and now he goes between $25 to $30, and that's the main reason I have him at number 5 on this list and not higher. Lukas Reichel, during his rookie season last year, only played 23 games, but he was able to post 15 points on a very bad Chicago Blackhawks team. So that's very impressive, and I'd say he's definitely a lock for their top 6 this season. We'll see how they deploy him with Connor Bedard, if they put them on the same line or if they separate the two. If you take a look at Daily Faceoff's projected lineup, keep in mind this is just a projection. There's no backing behind this whatsoever. Training camp hasn't even opened yet. The top 6, they currently have Tyler Johnson in the 2C spot, and I think it's a lot more likely that Lukas Reichel slots into that 2C spot, and they have Connor Bedard playing with Taylor Hall in that top line. I think the bottom 6 is pretty set. Those guys are bottom 6 guys. I don't see any of them pushing into the top 6, so I think it's a lot more likely that they separate the two, and I also don't expect Chicago to be much better next season just because they got Bedard. And there's a chance that everyone's just so focused on Connor Bedard's cards that Lukas Reichel just gets outshined, but there's also a chance that it becomes a McDavid Draisaitl situation. So Lukas Reichel definitely has potential to go up, but I am lowering my expectations because of the reasons I just listed. All right, coming up next at number 4 is going to be another player who had a very strong rookie season and kind of got overlooked a little bit, but he still has some decent value. It's Matt Boldy on the Minnesota Wild, who had a fantastic rookie season. And Minnesota, good hockey market. The hockey card market for Minnesota is a little weird here in Canada, but Matt Boldy, a very strong player. Boldy was able to register 63 points in 81 games. I guess technically it was his sophomore season because he played 39 games the year before and he was a carryover. So going into his 3rd NHL season, I expect Boldy to improve on his numbers yet again. I could even see him getting to a point per game. And currently he sells for $30 Canadian on eBay. He's a lock for this Wild top 6. I think this card could easily grow in value. All right, coming up at number 3 is a guy I'm very excited about. He had a very quiet rookie season. He played really well, but nobody was talking about it because his team was so bad. The Columbus Blue Jackets were terrible last year, but Kent Johnson was not. The former 5th overall pick was actually pretty solid last year, and the Blue Jackets made some improvements in the offseason, one of them drafting Adam Fantilli 3rd overall, as well as acquiring Ivan Provorov on the blue line, and overall the Jackets look better. I don't think they're a playoff team just yet, but they should be better, and his cards could go up. Johnson currently sells for around $10 Canadian on eBay. I think that's very fair considering he scored 40 points in 79 games on a terrible Columbus team last season during his rookie season, and Columbus's top 6 gotten a lot better. Adam Fantilli in there. They also still have Line and Gaudreau. If we take a look at the projected top 6 here, yeah, if Columbus can even get close to the playoffs, I think these guys will be a big part of it. Ken Johnson should gain value. To gain substantial value, I would say he'd probably have to go on a playoff run. I don't see that happening, but I could definitely see if Johnson has a good sophomore season jumping to like 20, 25 bucks, maybe even a little higher. Columbus also went out and made some improvements on their blue line by acquiring Ivan Provorov, so we'll see if they can get close to being a playoff team this year. And up next, coming in at number 2 spot, is going to be someone based on the situation. It's going to be Dylan Holloway of the Edmonton Oilers. Actually, our first Series 2 young gun on the list. He currently sells for like $10 Canadian on eBay, and yeah, this is based on the situation. If Holloway gets a chance to play with McDavid or Draisaitl, maybe even both, this card could definitely gain some value. It's just he has to play well enough to earn that chance. With the departure of Killer Yamamoto, I think there is an opportunity for Holloway to get a top 6 spot. Hopefully he can earn one at a camp, but even if he earns a roster spot, I think this is a good buy considering at any time they could deploy him with McDavid and catch fire. Reviewing the Oilers' projected lineups, you can see they currently have Connor Brown projected for that first line right winger spot. That's definitely a possibility, although I do think Connor Brown's better fit for a bottom 6 role on a contending team. He's a solid player, but he could definitely be beaten out by a more offensive option. Evander Kane not going anywhere. Nugent Hopkins, Hyman not going anywhere. Holloway would have to beat out Brown, so I think it's unlikely, but there is a chance. Now, if you look at Dylan Holloway's numbers from last season, he's able to put up 9 points in 51 games. Honestly, he's going to have to improve on those numbers if he wants to play with McDavid or Draisaitl. And if he does play with them, he could definitely double in value to $20 or $25 if he's playing well. Holloway is a former first-round pick, and he had scoring potential when he was drafted, so hopefully he can find his scoring touch and join this Oilers top 6. And before we reveal the number 1 spot, I want to mention something very quickly because I can see all your comments already. Juraj Slafkovsky's not on this list, and I want to explain my reasoning why. My reason is because he currently sells between anywhere from $65 to $75 Canadian on eBay, and honestly, that's pretty fair considering he had a miserable rookie season, and I think the ceiling for Slafkovsky next season is like 50-60 points. I don't think this card is going to go up too much in value, considering Montreal is not going to be a playoff team. They're probably going to be bad again, and he's not even guaranteed a spot in the top 6. I just don't see this card gaining value this season, maybe further on down the line, but I just like better cards in 2023 than Slafkovsky. All right, and coming at the number 1 spot is definitely the one I'm the most passionate about. I'm actually shocked his cards have fallen this much. It's going to be Maddie Veneers of the Seattle Kraken. Currently sells around $60 Canadian on eBay, and the main reason I think Veneers has a big potential to raise his card values next season is because he's the heart and soul of the Seattle Kraken team. Seattle did very well last year, and a lot of that was because of Veneers. He's their franchise centerman, and he won the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year last season. Maddie Veneers selling for $60. I see this similar to the Jack Hughes situation where Jack Hughes was New Jersey's franchise centerman. I think Maddie Veneers is Seattle's guy. Of course, you have Shane Wright as well in Series 2, and Shane Wright currently sells around like $50 Canadian, maybe $40 if you find one for cheap. And honestly, for $10 more to get Veneers, I think it's definitely worth it because Shane Wright didn't play a ton last year, obviously got sent back to the OHL, and he's stepping into his rookie season, so I think a lot of the spotlight will be on Veneers, so I definitely think Veneers for this season's the better card to purchase. Veneers during his rookie season was able to notch 57 points in 80 games and, of course, played in the playoffs for those 2 rounds Seattle was in. If you think Seattle's going to be a good team this year, I could actually see Maddie Veneers getting to a point per game. If not, it's possible he falls into a sophomore slump. We saw it last year with guys like Lucas Raymond, Moritz Seider, Trevor Zegras. I was really high on Zegras and Raymond's cards last year, and they got into sophomore slumps. They do happen, so be wary of those. But if you think Seattle's going to be a good team next year, Maddie Veneers is going to have to play well. So if you think Seattle's going to be a playoff team, Maddie Veneers, definitely a good buy. And that's my top 5 young guns I think could spike in value next season. Let me know if down in the comments if you think this list is absolute gibberish, and give me your cards you think are going to spike up in value next season. Down in the comments below, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.